Hi everybody, real life Kevin here, or TCG Kevin here. Happy New Year, of course. I got a new playmat courtesy of my friend Risha. Please check him out on Twitch. Got this for Christmas from him, so appreciate it. Look at this. But the tiny rays. But anyways, New Year means new deck profile. So here is my updated deck list for this month of January. So let's take a look at the deck profile. Of course, you know, always please like, sub, blah, 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 all that fun stuff. All right, here we go. First of all, 3 Ray. Remember, no Ray, no play. That's what I always say. I'm not a rapper. Any deck profile that says anything less than 3, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Always play 3 Ray, always, okay? However, you can play just 1 Rose. 1 is probably fine. That the linkage coming out and all that stuff like that. If you find yourself like you just don't draw any Rays, then, you know, get good. or maybe up this to 2. But I don't recommend you do that because, you know, too many Rays, you don't really do anything on their own. And with the meta right now in TCG land where everything is probably broken, you probably need a little bit more power cards than actual starter cards. So you need, you know, risk it for the biscuit sometimes. All right, so that's it for the striker cards. Well, you know, besides you're one of, like, you know, you're one of good old ham. You could side this if you don't know what it basically does, since I know most of my audience is Master people, but you're striker people. But if you don't know, then this is basically just a free kaiju for your opponent or for you. So it can also pop off if or pop a free card if you destroy by battle, which you can with linkage and all that fun stuff. So there you go. Play 1 of. This can easily be sided because in real life you can side things, but I think it's worth playing at 1, right? But anyways, here's my hand traps, right? 3 Ash, of course. Ash is like the max C of TCG land. Every deck should probably play 3 unless you play combo, then you probably don't need it. But you're never always going to play Turlements or Sprite or whatever. Right now the meta is kind of, you know, basically a Shizu Turlement at full power. But when the balance comes out, you know, we'll see what happens. If they ban Turlements or anything like that, like they did in OCG land. But I like always playing 3 Ash no matter what. It's universally, you know, hand trap. Maybe you hit the, you know, the mill, like you're down to 1 card and you have Ash in your hand. Who knows, right? Universal hand trap. Always play it. I still like 3 Lava Golem because more than likely nowadays with decks like Turlements, they're probably going to end up with 2 monsters at least. Probably the negate one, whatever it's called, and like maybe a fusion or whatever, right? So you got 2 to get rid of. Maybe Abyss Dweller. There you go. So these 2 to get rid of it, or 3 to get rid of it. And of course now, update, we are now playing Bystials. Bystial, 3 Bystial Magma whatever, Magna Mutt. All you need to know if you are, again, in Master Duel, you don't play physical TCG, this is basically just like DD Curl, but like on crack. So target 1 light or dark monster in either graveyard, right? Either. So you could technically banish it on your own. I don't know why you would do that, but you can. Banish it and then special summon this card for free. It is 2500 attack. It is a level 6. So, I mean, you could do, I guess, Beatrice shenanigans if you want or whatever. And then if it is special summon, you get to add 1 dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So what you would do, ideally, is like your opponent does a Tearlament stuff. You summon this, right, by banishing whatever Tearlament. Since it's no longer in graveyard, can't resolve. You do that, so you search the other 3 of what we play, which is the Druid Swarm. The Druid Swarm, right? This is basically almost the same thing, except that, you know, you can target 1 special summon monster your opponent controls and send it to the graveyard if it's sent from field to graveyard, right? So it gets out, you know, random stuff without destruction. I don't know, things that don't really target. So you could do that, right? It's an option. But in the package, you probably play 3 of this, 3 of this, and I know some people play Saronir right here. If you don't know what that does, if this card is basically same effect, right? DD Curl on crack, but then if this card is sent to the graveyard, instead you can send a Bystial monster or branded spell trap from your deck to your graveyard, right? So I mean, we don't really play any branded spells or trap, and then also we don't really want to send any of these cards to the graveyard anyway. So, you know, some people play this as an extra like card, as a tech card option or whatever, but I don't think there's really necessary. But you could if you want to, so do that. I also know these are extremely expensive. This apparently now is like at least a $30 card. This apparently went up to whatever this price was before. So if this is a little bit out of your budget, of course, there's always tried and true, fam. A tried and true card. So if you can't play these 3, because these 6 cards probably cost like, I don't know, $100, which is probably more than Striker. But if you can't play these, then of course you could always play Ghost Spell, right? Ghost Spell, good old reliable, says no to Calm Fight, remember? Very underrated. That, or you can just do the good old, you know, the usual DD Curl, right? These are basically just DD Curl, but like with a monster. They basically achieves the same purpose, but this is a, you know, any card instead, I guess. And these are just light and dark. So If light and dark are no longer meta viable or whatever, then we switch to DD Crow. But, you know, Turtleman's a sprite and everything's basically light and dark at the moment, so we can play Bestials. So that's all I have of monsters at the moment. Let's move on to the spells. So let's start with the spells. Of course, we play Tres Linkage, right? 3 Linkage. I feel you always need to play 3 Linkage. Some people play 2. I won't say it's wrong, but I prefer 3, mainly because consistency. Remember, no Ray, no play. And also, you can kind of low-key OTK people. I think I went over why this card is so good, and then when it eventually goes to Master Duel, it will probably change the meta, hopefully, for Sky Striker, because you can OTK, it's a free starter, and also, it's a way for you to kind of, like, dodge stuff during your opponent's turn, if that makes sense, right? So you could, like, I don't know, say they target your monster, you target this, make your red ray, or whatever, you know, dodge, all that fun stuff. So you have situations, for example, where if you set this card, and then you go into yellow ray. Yellow ray means usually that's it. You can't tag out. But, hey, you summon, you know, your blue ray instead with this on your opponent's end phase. You could do that. All right. So 3, Linkage. Of course, you have to play 3. The other 3 of course, is Widow Anchor. No more, no less. This card is, so long as this card exists, Striker will always be semi-viable, right? Well, it's not true, but you know what I mean. This card is like... so good, right? Steal your opponent's monsters. Very good. Again, I play very aggressively, so I play double afterburners. Pop card, right? Self-explanatory. You can easily cut this to 1, but I like playing 2, because again, I play Striker relatively super aggressive, which is ironic considering it's control deck. So, anyways, 1 multi-roll, 1 short cannon. Some people play 2. I prefer to play 1, because now we play Bestials. I don't think it's super duper necessary, like banish over and over, but I understand why you would play 2. If anything, you could probably cut 1 of these to put 2 sharp cannon, but I think 1 is fine, right? 1 Eagle Booster. This protects you from getting killed, right? So there's that. 1 Horny Drone. Self-explanatory. Area 0. Normally, I would not play this. However, linkage exists now, so you're guaranteed to always get something at least, right? So even getting a linkage off your top deck or Power Duality effect, I think is still worth it. So Area 0, I think it's good. Of course, your secret rare engag, you need this because you're going to draw it. Those are all the striker cards I have for now. Anything else I would add? You could play Hercules base, but I think that's complete garbage. Don't play that. But anyways, here are the other spell cards. Prosperity. Alright, double Prosperity. If I had room for a 3rd, I probably would play it. But at the same time, you don't always want to resolve this more than, say, once, right? And then also, you could play Pot of Desires too. I also tested Pot of Desires, but I think Pot of Prosperity is slightly better at the moment because you want to search through your deck. Maybe when you side stuff. Because that's the difference between TCG land and, like, you know, Master Duel format, where siding deck kind of matters, right? Or it will give you a better chance of, like, winning. So Pot of Prosperity, the whole point of it is to dig through your deck so you can get to your side deck cards and then maybe turn the tide, right? So that's why you play Prosperity, I feel, in TCG land or side deck format. But then in Master Duel, probably playing Desires is way better. So that's my reasoning. Double triple tax talent. I know I could play 3 for the pun, but you need your opponents to do something. Technically, you also have to hope they have, like, if you're playing as tournament, they have to do something during your turn, which they probably will, right? But you never know. I think 2 is fine. 3 is maybe too much because you might play random garbage. Who knows? All right, my locus is fairly competitive, but sometimes occasionally people play meme decks, you know. So anyways, other broken cards. Call by. This card needs to be banned. I hate it so much. And of course your Rhoda. Self-explanatory, another Ray. Right, so that's all the spells we have. And then simple with 3 off. Again, this is your flex spot. I just choose to play 3 Imperm. This could be a Change of Heart. This could be, I guess, Forbidden Droplets or whatever you want. But I like playing Imperm because negating monster effects is like the way to go, right? But at the same time, you know, with tournaments, does it really matter? Probably not, but I like having that option, you know. It's a generic option, like good against everything, which is the point of Sky Striker, right? It's a toolbox deck, so it's not going to be great against everything, but it's not going to be bad against everything, too. That's the main deck. Here's extra deck, gang. I think it's fairly standard. I don't think there's too much crazy stuff happening at the moment. So, of course, 3 Blu-ray, right? 3 Blu-ray, Blu-ray, 3 Red Ray. Hopefully this art comes out Master Duel sometime soon. I know there's a mod for it, but that'd be nice, right? 2 Green Ray. You can probably only need to play 2. 1 to send your Ray or Rose, and then the other one to basically selling the spell or trap, right? I mean, a spell card or striker spell. So that's basically the only reasons to play 2. Well, Ulti of course. Right, Yellow Ray. Again, my preference, I play double Zeke because I play striker very, very aggressively. I use my Widow because a lot to steal, link off, all that fun stuff. When Azalea comes out, we could probably cut this to 1 because Azalea almost essentially accomplishes the same thing that Zeke does, but like better, right? It's like Nightmare, Phoenix, or Cerberus, but on steroids. So we'll probably take out a Zeke when and if eventually that comes. So that's all. The strikers. These 3 cards, the rest, it's kind of like you do your own. The only one I would recommend is just good old Dark, because, you know, everything's dark now, so play Dark. Otherwise, the other 2, I just have Unicorn, because, you know, spin something or whatever. And the other one is Boral Sword Dragon. I can't find my access code. I have no idea where I put it. Probably in one of my decks somewhere, or in the binder. Who knows? But this could be whatever you want. Or these 2 can be whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Because we're probably not going to summon them anyways, right? So it can be whatever you want. That's the deck. I will now show you the side deck, because it depends on your locals. So look at it right now. Wasn't that an incredibly interesting deck profile? I hope my deck gives you ideas. I'll probably do an update every month of a TCG Land deck list, because, you know, new cards come out fairly often, I think more than Master Duel format does. As always, please leave a like, comment down below of your thoughts. Sky Striker meta? Can it be meta? Probably not, but, you know, always try and cope. Thank you for watching. Thank you all members. Of course, you want to support me, cost $1 American right here. Thank you to everyone. Have a happy new year. See you around.